There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was privacy. The winds blew hard and fear dipped down, blow me, crypto boys blow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. She'd not been but 2 years from shore when her value it began to soar. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take those bankers in tow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. Before the boat had hit the water, bankers came but never caught her. All in sync we hid and fought them, then they began to know. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. No chain was cut, no block was freed, and the captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the pirate's creed and took those bankers in tow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. For fear days to be no more, the crypto sank, then rose once more. Coins were lost, yet we do endure, and still that system did go. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the chain's not cut, and the block's not gone. We pirates make our regular call, we're with the captain, the crew, and one day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go.
Hell yeah. I'm going to take my treasure and go. Find me on an island. Maybe. So what's up, fellas? Welcome to Pirate Radio, or our weekly meeting. And today we have a very special meeting. We have a few people here from the R&D department. The R&D department is called Acorn Labs. That's what I decided to name it because we're all squirrels looking for nuts, right? And Acorn Lab. So we have a lot of projects going on in there. Some of them you're not aware of. Some of them you are. Stuff like Pirate Pay came out of it, and Pirate Operating System, and a few projects have come out of it already. So we got some new projects just starting as of yesterday. We have a lot of old projects that some developers gave up on, and I'm finding new developers for. But overall, it looks like a great breeding ground starting, and a lot of good friendships being made. And I like the naturalness of it all. I like when people just do things because they love doing it, not because they're getting paid to do it, like a job, because what's that, right? It's over, and you hope it's over. That's what a job is. You always hope it's over. In crypto, any work you find in crypto typically doesn't even feel like a job. Most of the time, you don't mind doing it, and that's where I think the crypto vigilante is promoting entrepreneurship, and I like that they're doing that because that's what we need, right? With exchanges coming, decentralized exchanges, DEXs, it's gonna really open up a lot of doors for everybody. You're gonna be able to have payment processors direct with the people with no middleman. It's gonna be a free world, and I'm hoping to make it that way. First up, we have quite a few people here today. You'll see our board here. It's not everybody. Some people have worked and they couldn't make it, but we do have a few projects. First up, I'll have Alchemy come on because he likes to talk, so we'll get it out of his system.
I do. You know this about me. All right.
So we'll get it out of your system, buddy. Go ahead, tell us what you're making.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually at work right now myself, but I had to
That's
be here to
that's
tell everybody.
dedication.
Right? Right? Yeah. I don't want to be doing the job. I want to be doing crypto stuff, pirate stuff.
Word.
This time it's just pirate stuff because I'm still figuring out. I'm like in the other guy's boat, trying to figure out all the crypto stuff, trying to get my nodes working and talking to each other so I can develop something cool. But
Nice. That's how
I
it
have this.
starts.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, you got to figure it out first, and
Mm-hmm.
baby steps. And yeah, usually I come up pretty quickly on things that I'm passionate about. You know, I think
Okay.
we're all pretty passionate here.
Yep. I mean,
Anyway,
you'll find that a lot. You see, I could tell just by the way I throw up like a new piece of technology or a new piece of news on some technology, and everybody starts talking about it.
right.
And I love that. I absolutely love it because it shows how into it you guys are, just as I am.
Indeed, indeed. It's so cool every time somebody new shows up and just has to unload all that philosophy on everybody. Let me know if I'm too loud or too quiet because I heard that I'm too quiet, so I turned it up.
Oh, it looks pretty good. I'll turn up your volume from my end too, so the recording increases.
Killer. I've got this weird headset, so it's just weird. I've got the push to talk set up, and I
Cool.
did my best. Next time I'll be at the studio and I'll have music flowing through here and I'll have something to present to you guys. It'll be a good time.
Awesome, awesome. So tell us what you're working on. What kind of stuff are you working on in R&D?
In R&D, I'm just researching. Like I said, trying to get the nodes going. I want to make the Rum Runner work. I want the messaging system to work. That's what I'm really interested in building. But it's just I'm at the first stages there. So now I want to make music. I decided to take it upon myself to become the pirate mascot DJ, pirate guy, because I
Good.
have a pirate outfit and I'm a DJ, and I can get into that.
Yeah,
So
and we have other musicians as well in R&D, which is
right.
really cool. Yeah, we got a lot of skills in there. Uh, they're not here at the moment, but you've heard a couple of their songs already. Yeah,
That
so
intro was awesome.
so Rum Runner is definitely a necessity. Aaron seems to have given up on it. I think he's been contacting me for the last, I would say, 2 months, saying every week, next week, right? Next week I'll have something for you. And then
That's how it goes sometimes, I suppose.
yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, it's gonna be another 2 months, and I'm like, you know what, I'll see if I could get somebody else on this project, right? So it's all yours, bro. If you want to jump on that.
I will take a look at it. It'd be nice if I could get a hold of what he has, if he's written any kind of
Yeah,
groundwork.
I doubt it, but there is a GitHub, and he did make a UI, so you
Okay,
should check
cool.
that out. Yeah, I think it's the back end he might have overwhelmed him.
Oh, perfect. That's
That's
where my specialty is. I like to come in when it's all not working.
right. Usually UI guys end up becoming like core devs or more you know more developer types. UI developers are usually just like HTML, CSS, that kind of stuff. Uh, but usually they move on, and that's why it's hard to find UI devs. So having somebody who actually could make a nice UI is very important.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I thought I was really good at it. I enjoyed it at least. And then I figured out I'm terrible at it.
Huh?
So yeah, I just don't do it anymore.
I have to count the pixels. What the fuck?
Yeah. I spend hours and hours. I know it must be perfect. There's an odd number of pixels. This is impossible.
Right. Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there with websites.
Good
Uh,
times.
I just like to paste things on there, see if it works. I don't look at pixels, man. I'm a messy coder.
I like
That's why.
the new style, high level programming. You know, you just write it all out in JSON and it figures it out for you.
Yeah, so my specialty is front end. So anytime you need like help in UI and front end, just talk to me.
There you go, guys. Collaborate.
Yeah,
What
that's
do you?
right.
Free Hunter just came into the R&D department. What was it, a couple days ago?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, what's up, brother? Why don't you tell us about your skills, what you like to do, so everybody gets to know you a little better? Because I don't even think the main team knows you guys.
Yeah, so I'm relatively new. To IT, I came like when I was like a young guy playing games, and then I saw a cheater, and then I was really interested in also writing cheats, and that's how I started, like writing own cheats and do reverse engineering and assembler and C++. So I was like really low level, and then I came to like JavaScript and front-end technologies, and I really like the dynamic, so you write your code and you instantly see your changes. So that got me like hooked, and I really love and appreciate all the front-end tool chains you like have, like also hot module reloading and React and anything like that. And I'm really passionate about that. So yeah, anytime you have,
it's like instant gratification, right? It's like it's like amazing how you could throw some code somewhere.
Exactly, and you can prototype so quickly.
Yep.
And with Node.js, you can do a backend side also if you want to build a simple prototype, take some Expressor with Node.js, a simple front end, and there you go. So I really love it.
The community was asking for developers. That's one of the reasons why we're having this meeting. I want them to see how many we got. And you guys are just 5 out of the 40 inside
To be
our
honest,
department.
To be honest, I think I'm in the same boat as many. I also have a normal job, So when I finish my work, sometimes I'm exhausted, and then I maybe play some games. So I would really love to like get away from my normal job, and just work on Pirate. But I have to do a lot of education, especially on Komodo and all this blockchain stuff, because it's really new for me. But I really love like also low level stuff with networking and anything like this. Man, I love it. I also was talking with a friend about an anonymous protocol where you like hide your IP by spoofing it in the UDP protocol. So also with network stuff, I really love it. So I'm like a dog which sniffs in all areas I'm really interested in.
It's funny. I started out similarly. I was in high school, man. It's like fucking 25 years ago. And I found out how to crack games, right? Using daemon tools and you have to add the right crack and use the ISO and oh man. And then at some point I started cracking games and then I started cracking applications and
it's so interesting.
I was addicted, man, to getting free games.
Yeah. It also, I don't know if you appreciate it also, but I sorry for my bad English, but I really love it to like do this reverse thinking, what I mean? So like go some steps backward and understand why things happen the way they happen, And I really love it. Reverse engineering is also a big hobby for me.
I used to break the clock on Windows in order to make the timers break.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, that was my first experience, was just breaking Windows, going in there and hex editing, looking for strings and breaking everything.
Yeah. RGT, what is it? I don't even remember.
Regedit?
Yeah. Oh, regedit, that too.
One is a little safer than the other one. One command is a little safer than the other.
Yeah, and using hex editors to just edit explorer.exe to try to change the error messages and all the default Windows stuff. That'll break it real quick.
Nice. Cool, man. Free Hunt X. So you have any ideas of what you want to build in R&D? And
so
Free Hunt is new, guys.
Yeah, so I first have to look where I see myself the most. Maybe I come up with an own idea. I have no clue. So I really can't tell which project I would like to work on at the moment. But I also make my own thoughts, especially like I said in WebRTC. It's a really interesting technology, I think, especially for decentralization. There's just this one thing that annoys me with signaling and WebRTC. It's a bit annoying, but so anybody who knows what I talk about knows the pain I mean. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we have and we have a lot of projects. So you know you've seen how many we have.
Yeah, I saw it in the Discord.
Yeah, we got Ghost Ship OS, which is being built by Weepers. He's not here at the moment, but he's very active still. We got Dreadnought OS that's being built now by Base, not Mr. Pross. Mr. Pross has left the building. Base and Veggie Burger are the two most amazing operating system builders I've ever met. So and we have Veggie Burger here with us today as well, who's going to be telling us about the Pirate Visor and the operating systems that they're working on and how secure they are. We have Rum Runner, which hopefully Alchemy takes over, and Pirate Pay. Pirate Pay is actually getting an upgrade very, very soon. Let's stay in contact with the developer for that project. He's in R&D as well, and he has a new plugin for it, as well as a way for you guys to set it up a lot easier with hosting already set up. So that'll be cool. So businesses will be able to just click buy the hosting, and with Pirate Pay already set up and good to go. Pirate Dex is being worked on, and a lot of the Komodo team themselves are helping with that. Pirate Wire is still unclaimed, guys. So you know, I'm also talking to my R&D department guys, so you know this will be replayed for them as well. So anybody willing to take on that project, Pirate Wire, it is using Dex P2P. So the way it works is it uses Dex P2P to do file transfers. We're looking for a Napster 2.0 that's completely decentralized using Dex P2P. Pirate Booty. Pirate Booty is also another Dex P2P project, which is why I emphasize all you guys to learn Dex P2P, because that's the tech we want to use, right? So it's anonymous. It has an anon send feature, which is awesome. Everything that gets sent through that feature gets deleted after an hour, which is a great option for things that you do not want stored on a blockchain or ledger, right? So not everything. The blockchain is not a solution for everything. Some things it's great, like for Rum Runner. Rum Runner will have an on-chain and off-chain solution, which is the way I want it to run. A memo field, meaning it's on-chain. Whatever gets sent through there, you could use a viewing key, and you know if you're doing business, you could provide it to your customer. That's on-chain. But if you're like text messaging to your girlfriend, you know, dirty things, you know, you probably don't want that on the ledger, right? So that will be an off-chain message using Dex P2P. So get to know Dex P2P. It's pretty badass. Invented by JL777, which is one of the reasons why it's so badass. You'll find a lot of documentation inside the Komodo knowledge base. So go to their website. There's a few people on the team that are very, very good with it. I would advise you to talk to Shosane and actually go into the Komodo Discord. If you guys are not in the Komodo Discord, looks like the cops are coming for me, guys. I'm hiding. All right, so no, they didn't get me. No, they're leaving. All right, so yeah, so you know, get into Komodo Discord, guys. They are family. Parlay is basically a local Monero.co before Pirate. So that was being worked on by Aaron. I don't know if he's going to finish it or not. So the GUI is there. He made the GUI, so you guys could check that out. We have Deadlight Teebs. Where's my Teebs? Where's Captain Teebs? See here?
Ahoy, Lutz.
What's up, brother?
How's it going?
My nigga, what's up, bro? I'm chilling. Another day in the hood.
Sea King is on its way. Let me post a
Cool.
couple photos here for anybody who isn't familiar or haven't heard of Sea King yet. I came up with an idea for creating a kit that would allow you to be able to engrave your private keys and seed phrases in metal, but in a way that's encrypted so that you're the only person who can read it. And should anybody glance at it, they would never in the world think to themselves that's a disguised private key. So let me get a couple of pictures there for you.
Yep. And Teebs is a metal master. He works with metals in real life. So melting them and whatever you do with metals. He's our
Yeah, a
man.
lot of welding, a lot of grinding, metal fabrication.
Were you the guy who did the pirate coins, like the physical coins, or was this another person?
No, that was Drath, and that was somebody called Ponzi, long
Okay.
time ago, long time ago.
Yeah, because
And
it's
House,
yeah.
House made coins too. I got a lot of cool pirate coins.
Do you sell some of them?
Hell no,
Oh fuck!
that's silver, bro. I don't sell my silver. I bury them underneath my trees.
I can give you some pirate chain.
Man,
I'll give you money for it.
Do you want the dollar?
precious, bro. My silver is my precious. No, there you go. Yeah, so all those little things. Those are the keys, right? The hammer, the hieroglyphics into the what is it? The pendant.
Yeah, those are punch stamps. You take a hammer and hit the back of those into anything metal. A lot of I'll get the link for some of there's a lot of uh competitors that have similar products, but none of them are encrypted. I'll post a link for all of those. But essentially what you're doing is you're engraving your own seed or your own keys into metal yourself. So you're not there is one company that has you send your private keys to them, which that's an instant red flag. You don't ever want to give out your private key
Right.
to anybody.
Right.
So the best way to go about it is to do it yourself. And with the punch stamps, it's a clean, easy way to be able to engrave just with the strike of a hammer. And with the Sea King, I created a cipher that disguises each character with a symbol. So 0 through 9 and A through Z are all masked with different characters. For the alphabet, I mostly used the Norse runes. There's a few additional characters in there because there's only 24 runes in the Norse alphabet. And then for 0 through 9, I used a bunch of other little symbols. And so with the cipher itself is I found these really cool pendants that you can put a holographic image inside of. So it's a projection pendant, and when you hold it up to the light and you look through it, you can see the cipher. So in even even the worst case scenario, say you're living in some kind of ruthless dictatorship, they won't let you leave the country with any of your wealth, and you can pretty much only get out with the clothes and the jewelry that you're
Right.
wearing. You could
Right.
wear
Actually,
you
from
could
what
wear that.
if I remember right, even the government couldn't take people's jewelry, even though it was silver back in the day. So as long
Correct.
as it's
Yeah.
silver and it's art, some type of art, they can't take it.
Yep, that's correct. Even in the United States in the 1930s, FDR had signed an executive order that uh, prohibited the possession of gold, but if it was in the form of jewelry, then you're still allowed to keep it.
Interesting.
So even if the US government could do something like that back then, who's to say they'll never do it again? So
Yeah.
in a
Well.
situation like
They've
that,
done it. They've done it before, man. They did it to
oh
the
yeah,
Jews, right? They took their wedding rings and such, and I
oh
mean,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
and I believe they're very much very similar to that communist function there. So
You're never
yeah,
gonna see it come.
Yeah, so this is a great way to be able to hide the cipher, which allows you to be able to read the private key. And then what a lot of the other companies encourage their customers to do, they usually give them these really suspicious looking blank metal plates. Sometimes it's all on just one blank plate. Sometimes it's broken off into several blank plates. But nevertheless, you've got all these random letters and numbers, and should anybody come across it, they're obviously going to know that it's some kind of code that goes to something. Whereas if you're using the seeking stamps, and you're also choosing something that can be easily hidden in plain sight. So some of the examples that I use for what people could do to stamp their private keys, you could do it on the back of an awards plaque and then remount it to the plaque, and you've got your seed on the other side, so it's completely hidden.
Hmm.
Or you could stamp it to the bottom of your bed frame, the future version of hiding cash under the mattress. You could, I mean, the list is endless. The more creative
Right.
you are, the more secure it is. You could even stamp it to the bottom of a frying pan. Who's going to look under there?
Right. There you go, guys. You have a solution. So we have a metal master. He's coming up with solutions for you to hide your own keys with your own tools to do it yourself, because you definitely don't want to send your private keys to anybody. That wouldn't be a good idea.
It didn't
Uh,
occur to me that if you just use a basic substitution cipher, since it's a basically random string of characters anyways, then you can send it to whoever you want, and they can't decipher it unless you did it 1,000 times with the same key, you know? So that's a great idea.
You would just have to make sure that even in maybe 20 years, you are possible to get on this decipher disk. It needs to be linked somewhere, or you have to keep it physically, right?
Yep,
mhm.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody had asked if I was going to make different ciphers, and that would just end up being too complicated. You'd have to
Yeah.
be able to keep track of orders. But like you were saying, if I have just the original cipher and I have it somewhere that's open, anybody can go and re-look it up if they needed to, or if they wanted a physical one, they could reorder one. But somewhere where they could just simply get the image, and um, some people might feel like, oh, well, then anybody can break my code. But the odds of them finding it in the first place, because it's so well disguised, and if you're creative in where you're going to engrave it, the odds of somebody ever coming across those symbols and those characters and say to themselves, "Oh, that's a Sea King encryption." The odds are going to be really, really slim, at least much more slim than if you were just to simply engrave your private key as it is in normal numbers and letters. As of right now, most of the world probably would come across a private key and look at it and not recognize it.
Right.
My
I know what
grandmother
to do with it.
certainly wouldn't, but 20 years from now, everybody's going to know what a
Right.
private key looks like.
Well, technically, people probably wouldn't figure out what coin it belongs to anyway. There's
Yeah,
so many of them.
exactly.
Don't you have a
Nice.
prefix ZS1 or something like this?
That would be
Isn't
with
there?
any Z coin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. At least you would know it's a Z coin, but you could have like at least the direction it's a private key or anything. But with the seeking encryption, at least you would have to know about seeking.
Okay.
Yep.
Ewan, real quick, is asking, are we collaborating with other initiatives? Just real quick, I'm going to jump into Acorn real quick, and then we're going to have Veggie come on the stand and talk to us. Just give me 1 second here. Just going to Acorn Labs. All right, so we have integrations working right now. We're currently working on integrating Pirate into Cordal. And then we also have Ergo, which will be next. They also have a DEX called Ergo Swap. Pretty badass. You guys should check it out. We have some work with they are actually one of the only decks that have actually implemented us so far. We have we're working with well, I'm looking to work with Thorchain and get us on Thorchain, but that don't seem to be easy to do. We got Deep Onion in here. We have, we collaborate with any project that wants to come and hang out with us, man. I don't push any projects away. Look, we just spoke to Secret. Secret is in here as well. We have a channel called Secret Integrations. So yeah, what if you guys find the way for us to work together, I'm totally down, man. I'm more than happy to add any other project to Pirate Operating System and all the other projects we got going on.
I also think it's important for people to know, like, there is no reason to hate each other or hate other projects or anything like that. There's just a difference between like hating each other or shilling some new coin or anything like this. So yeah, I mean, for example, Monero, I love Monero and I love Pirate Chain. So there's no reason to like think, oh, there's just one privacy coin. No, there isn't. There are many good privacy coins, or at least there are two.
You know what I think it is? I think people just don't hate fiat enough. Because when you really hate this system, you realize how amazing all this cryptocurrency technology is. I want all of them to win, right? Because it's not JL77 said this a long time ago. It's actually a famous quote of his. We're not against each other. We're against fiat. So stop it.
Yeah, that's true.
And blockchain is a lot more than just money. That's the point.
Mm-hmm. So let's get Veggie Burger. Veggie Burger, you with us?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Little coffee, no sambuca this time. Yeah, what's up, Veggie?
Nothing much. Just happy to be a part of this development group and working on some really good stuff with Base on the Hypervisor.
Awesome. Now, Hypervisor, I think, is new to a lot of people here. Can you first? You're also new to a lot of people here. A lot of people don't know the devs I have inside my own fleet, right? Because we have fleets here. So it does. So the main team don't necessarily have to do everything, right? We break off into concentric circles of trust, right? And we form our own groups, right? And then we could get together with the other groups later on and could show our ideas, and they could. They're even more masters at what they do, right? They're like the teachers, and you guys are the students. And when I show it to them, they'll tell me what's wrong with it, right? And trust me, they will. They're really good at that. So yeah, I mean, this is all a big development, breeding ground, and everything we make here. Keep in mind, doesn't mean it's going to go live. I mean, it's just this is called R&D for a reason, right? We're playing around and we're seeing what works and what doesn't work. So Veggie Burger, tell us about your skills, who you are, your talent. You don't have to really tell us who you are if you don't want to, and then tell us about Hypervisor.
So skills are really pointed towards Linux hardening and just all things Linux, really. I dove down the rabbit hole of Linux and been developing my own scripts personally for my computer to, run my own stuff, and really focused on a lot of the privacy and security aspects of Linux, and trying to make something as secure and private as possible. So with Hypervisor, at the beginning you mentioned there's a whole lot of other projects with like different operating systems being built within the Acorns Labs, right? And the idea behind the Hypervisor is there's no one OS that is perfect for every situation that you might encounter in your life. And you might want different operating systems for different scenarios, different online activity, etc. So the idea behind this is to create a very locked down, secure, hardened hypervisor that's Linux based, and then create an easy way for people to load up different operating systems that they want for various activities for their online life or developments, etc. And give people the flexibility to be extremely secure and private on one portion of their life, like with an operating system, and then maybe another portion where they don't want to be as secure or private. Make sense?
Yeah, and that's exactly the idea I had for it. More like also a garage to park all the operating systems we'll be building, so people could safely explore crypto without using their own compromised computer.
Yeah, that's true, because and if you have multiple operating systems that you're running for specific tasks, let's say your main operating system that you use to run or go online, and you're going on YouTube, Facebook, Google, all these like ClearNet sites that you might not be wanting to touch your private life. Let's say that OS gets compromised. Well, the stuff that you have, a lot of like your crypto OS, that's still perfectly safe. So you can nuke that box and be 100% assured that your other OSs are not compromised, and you don't have to nuke them as well.
Right. And the DOM zero helps with that, having one of those. And on top of it, so the way I see it is every operating system will need its own security parameters, right? If you're mining and it's a mining operating system, you're probably not going to need a lot of security. Also, the more security you have, the more your ping times goes down, and that affects your mining, right? So so you wouldn't want an operating system like that having so much protection. But then again, if you have an operating system that's trading, that you want to trade on, so we'll have the trading operating system. Will feature all the DEXs that I'm trying to integrate into. So Corda will be there, Atomic DEX will be there. If Shirley gets made, Shirley will be there. We'll have all the possible ways for you to trade it using this operating system. But this operating system it's going to need a lot of protection. So the security will be a lot higher on one OS than on the other one. And if you've ever used Cube's OS, Cube's OS kind of has this built in already. So that's kind of the idea for it. So not only will we have a visor that parks all these operating systems, each one will be tailored with the security needed, for it to function and for you to be safe.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So tell me about the features within it. All the security things you guys are working on. You don't actually have to say, exactly what you're doing, but give people a little hint as to how secure this thing is.
Yeah. So just the other day, both Base and I we got a really good hardened OS built out with a majority of the security parameters that we want. And this is for the actual hypervisor. And essentially what we're doing is we're trying to, I guess, combat one of the main security holes with Linux. And with Linux being, it can run on anything, right? And it can do anything, but that presents security threats because you have to enable so many things on it to be able to make it run on anything, right? So we're going through here, and one thing is we're restricting the kernel parameters to completely knock out anything that we don't need and could potentially be used as a threat. We are doing some, let me get my notes out here. So another thing is within the user space, what we're going to be doing is building bubble wrap profiles for every application that needs to be run by the user to do whatever they need to do within this hypervisor. What that allows us to do is every application on the hypervisor can only reach out to certain file systems and certain resources that it explicitly needs. Anything that it doesn't explicitly need, it's not able to reach out to it and use those resources. So if
like containers with addresses.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so if one of your applications there's a big security hole in it and gets compromised, it can only affect the stuff that it is allowed to affect, right? So it's segregating the environment down to essentially a need to know basis. All right. And then on top of that, we're running this full disk encryption too. So the entire operating system is going to be completely encrypted. And yeah.
Sounds amazing, bro. I'm really excited for this. Also, somebody mentioned, how do you break the barrier between all this confusing mumbo jumbo that people are talking about the operating system? Well, the whole idea is so that you plug it in and you plug and play. You don't have to install wallets. You don't have to install Exchange software. You don't have to install anything, right? Everything should be there already. That's the whole idea behind it. So that's how we break that confusion. You load into it. Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll have third parties. No, you guys could sell your own devices with the operating system on it for more money than probably the computer is worth, because people will want to do it, but they can't, right? They don't have that skill to do it. But if you do, you could take advantage of that. There's a market there. On top of it, a lot of these projects were messing around with the notion of revenue streams, but we'll talk more about that later, because I kind of want to keep everything open and free. But Pirate does need revenue streams in the future. We can't keep asking the community for money, right? Even though you guys have been helping out big time, I really appreciate it.
Actually, wanted to add on to that, Lutz.
Mm.
Seeking, the website's in the works, and my goal is to have it listed on armada.com, where people will be able to purchase it anonymously with Pirate Chain. And I also want to allocate a percentage of every Seeking sale will go into future Pirate Chain projects, so that we're not having to rely so heavily on community donations. We'll actually have more steady flows of
Yes.
income for those future projects.
Yes, for every revenue stream, I want it to fund, let's say Hypervisor, has some type of charge somewhere where you got to pay one pirate to use it. One pirate from 1 million people, that's 1 million pirate, right? Over time, which is great. It sounds like very little, but it's not, right? It costs you $4 to use the operating system. That's not what's going to happen, because that needs to be fleshed out. But I do want revenue streams, so that, let's say, the revenue stream from one thing will go to marketing, and the revenue stream for another thing will go to events, right? Live events, and revenue streams, from another project will go to the development, right? So so that Pirate is self-sufficient, right? It doesn't have to depend on anybody's money. It makes its own. Right, and any good business will run on its own. That's the idea behind it. But we haven't spoken about that. I'm just happy to see you guys making stuff at this point. Also, I spoke to we have another dev that came to the light yesterday, and he's talking about making an IPTV using Dex P2P. So imagine plugging a USB plug into your TV and using your wallet on your TV, right? I mean, that would be really sick to see. That would be new and awesome, and I'd love to see that too. So, and we're talking about that, and looks like they're getting on the ball with that as well. So we got somebody new on the team, not new, but just came to the light, has been hanging out, marinating, and just woke up yesterday and was like, oh, I know how to do that. It was just an idea, and then all of a sudden somebody knew how to do it, and that's how these things get started.
You mean the zk-SNARKs guy?
Yeah, zk-SNARKs he's calling it. It's an IPFS with zk-SNARKs.
Voice activation would make that so cool. Here, plug this stick into your TV, start talking to it, and it's all perfectly secure and anonymous. Welcome to the future.
It'll have a request system where like if you want the banned version of Little Rascals, right? Because there's a banned version out there that they don't sell.
Yes.
I mean, you'd be able to put out a request, right? I'll put out a 5 pirate bounty for somebody to get this for me, right? Because I can't find it anyway, this movie, right? And then somebody will find it and they'll collect the bounty, and you'll get your video anonymously and private.
This is a very good idea.
It was actually an old idea from an old project that I invested in a long time ago, and they're still jerking it off. I call it the long con. And guys, I've been conned myself many times. I've even had people come on my radio show, and con me through the whole show. So beware out there. Even if you're very crypto savvy, man, these scammers are good. They are very good. They know every little way. Fortunately for us, most of them don't speak English well, so it's easy to spot them. But be very careful. It could happen to anybody, and it's happened to me. So I stick with the tried and true, and that's Pirate Chain, that's Komodo, and just all the good tech comes from here. All the good tech comes from the dark realm. Remember that. Monero, it all comes from the dark realm. And the unfortunately the devs that make this stuff, they never get the recognition they deserve because they're anonymous, right? And then you got devs out there like Vitalik Buterin, getting chicks thrown at him, and I don't want to talk bad about anybody. I said I wasn't going to do that, but that guy looks like he needs to eat more. Anyway, so this is the R&D department, guys. If you guys have any questions, now's the time. It's getting to the last 10 minutes here. These devs don't have to be non-legends. Somebody says you guys don't have to be a non. That's what an agent would say, right?
I'm not enough pictures of my state ID in the chat room or anything. You figure it out yourself.
Yeah, for me also, there are like videos from me where I have really no problem with. So I know where to put like a line.
Look, some of us have to take the risk for other people to learn. That's kind of like what I do, right? I'd be anonymous if it weren't for the fact that I can be, right?
Yeah,
or else I wouldn't be
heroes.
able to talk to you guys.
And also the people who like really need to be anonymous, they have to buy phones every week and throw them away and break them. So I know a guy who lives like really, really a hard life this way, and it can be really annoying. But yeah, that's the way he lives. So yeah.
I'm sure he was aware when he needed to start living that way too.
So
yeah, of course.
Hey guys, we have an issue here. So we have the Crypto Vigilante, who have been big supporters of us, and they've been pushing really hard for us to get a peer review. Right. I've been looking into it. I contacted Ostif, and Cosius as well contacted them, and I didn't get a reply, and he got a reply, and now he's not getting a reply, and fuck Ostif. All right, I don't chase after people, and he shouldn't either. So we have found the people that they work with, and we're contacting them directly for the peer reviews. But keep in mind, the word peer review could be done by any one of you. All right. So if you are the Crypto Vigilante, or if you are the Dollar, or whoever, and you want something, do it. I'm not stopping you. Get it done. I will try my best to get it done. And no, I will get it done, not try, because try indicates the fact that it might not get done. But we've contacted 6 of them today. Mesh for Bits, there's quite a few of them out there. I don't remember the names at the moment. Kadalski. There's a few independent auditors out there, services, and we've contacted about 5 or 6 of them today, and we're waiting on them to get back to us, and we'll see their prices, right? And then from there, what I plan on doing is setting up a fundraiser page for you guys, so that you could choose which one you want to fundraise, because it's a peer review, right? It's a community project, a community thing. So I mean, that's my solution. If you guys got other solutions, or recommendations, or let me have it, man.
I have a question. There's an Uncle Vigilante in the Telegram group which was mentioning something like this. Did you mean this by the peer review, or is this not related?
No, it's not related. Uncle Vigilante is a cool guy. He wants to do a boat event. It's gonna be dope. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, that's something separate. The peer review is something that the whole, I think Raf from Crypto Vigilante, started pushing first, It's a good idea. I mean, other than the fact that the best package and to get all the code reviewed on Nostif looked like $150,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I don't know about you guys. It's like a mortgage. So, yeah. So if you guys want to, what we'll do is we'll fundraise for it, right? So if you guys really want to have it, we'll fundraise for it, and we'll get it done. I can't imagine much being wrong with the code, for the simple fact that, I mean, these guys, JL77, Mr. Lynch, Gruel, Chaussane, I mean, these guys have ripped this code apart so many goddamn times. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have found something weird going on in there, right? But just to be safe, I understand you guys want to get it audited by, a professional, whatever that means, because the people on the team are probably more professionals than the professionals. But that being said, yeah, I'm totally down for you guys to do that. Let's get it done. I'll even contribute to it. Yeah, word. Let's get some results, man. You guys want to get it done? Get it done. The peer review. But the fact of the matter is, open source is open source, and that's the whole point of open source, right, guys? The whole world could review it. That's why we make it open source. Anybody out there, I mean, I'm sure millions of people have seen Pirate by now. Maybe a handful of them are actual devs, really good ones. And if they've seen something, I'm pretty sure they would have manipulated it already or broke it, or I mean, it's like the theme of any hacker, right? If there's a red button, we're gonna push it, man. It's there, I'm gonna push it. It's so shiny and bright and red. Definitely gonna push that red button eventually, right? So it'll happen. It hasn't happened in 2 years, so we're good to go.
We've got some questions in the audience. Did you want to take any questions?
All right. Well, what is stopping those guys that you've mentioned from screen sharing and going through every line? A few hours, anybody can look. Wouldn't that? I mean, anybody could go through it line by line. You just go to the GitHub and go through it line by line. Like, why would we even have to televise that?
No, it was speaking to the people that have their hand raised. There's 2 people.
Oh, I didn't realize we had other questions. Yeah, go for it, man. Let's finish this.
Shaw, you're invited to speak.
Hi there. I just wanted to ask, with like mobile wallets, obviously I know Android's there. Is there any like times or when iOS would be on board?
Oh, wasn't somebody building an iOS wallet just recently and announced it? It's not from my team.
Yeah, there's a US wallet being worked on. There's not a release date at this time.
Yeah, it's look. Fact of the matter is, man, you should throw your iOS phone in the garbage. It's spying on you.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking to kind of just get an Android phone and just probably, carry that around with me. And
I mean, it's kind of silly to put something so private on something that's recording every fucking keystroke that you're doing, bro. It's literally monitoring every little thing you're doing on that phone. It's silly.
Now they need a legal entity to tie the app to. That's, I think, what the holdup was the whole time.
Give me a phone where I open it up for the first time and it doesn't have the terms of service that I got to agree to. I want that phone.
Yeah.
So just to add my thoughts here, if you want a really solid and secure and open source Android project, Graphene OS is the way to go.
Yes.
That's what I run, and the guy behind it, he's a genius, and it's flawless and amazing. So I support that 100%.
On the whiteboard, Veggie. Put it on the whiteboard after the visor.
what's that called?
Graphene.
Graphene OS. I can type it in the chat, but yeah, it's a really solid project, and
What is that on? Is that on Android?
It's an operating system, so it depends on your phone how easy it is to flash this on your device. But yeah, for many devices, there are easy ways to put or to flash a OS on it. So it's not really Android anymore. I mean, it's Android based, but it's not the same like than the normal Google Android. You know.
Yeah, oh, I understand. Oh, so like basically, like it's not like Google Play where you just download apps off. It's kind of more
Correct.
It's a little more difficult to
system.
use, of course.
There are some providers of de-Googled phones out there that have this pre-installed, right?
Yeah, F-Droid. Somebody mentions F-Droid. I download a lot of stuff from there.
All right.
Because you will you will every single time you download something from Google Play Store, it's monitoring everything. It sees when you downloaded it. It knows the IP address it came from. It actually wants you to log in, so it knows everything about you. I mean, it's really horrible. I
Fun
don't
fact: you
understand.
can also flash Linux on your phone. It even has touch support. So yeah, you just simply have a mini computer in your pocket.
Oh wow.
Thanks
They
for your
they
question.
they know every time you wake up because of your alarm. They know everything about you because of your phone, man. Your phone's the most dangerous thing you got. And then if you have one of those watches, that monitor your heartbeat and everything, dude, they know when you're having sex. They know when you're sleeping, bro. I mean, why would you give people that information?
The Android keyboard also sends a lot of informations. So yeah,
I've invited Traceless Braces to the chat here to speak.
Awesome. Welcome.
Can't hear you, brother.
Braces.
is your mic maybe broken?
Yeah, you gotta talk a little louder.
Too much
I-
security.
Yeah.
We can see you talk, but we don't hear anything. So maybe your mic is broken or wrongly set up.
You might have a physical mute.
Plug your headphones into the microphone and use your headphones as a microphone.
Or write your question in the weekly meeting chat, if it's possible. If you can't get this solved.
Yeah, you can just type it in Trace Baseless if you're having trouble talking. You want to bring somebody else in? Till we fix
Yeah,
that?
so Artax was requesting to speak. He's invited, but hasn't joined up.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody.
Where can you buy custom built phones?
eBay.
There you go.
There was a couple of manufacturers of de-Googled phones that were just awesome looking. That were
Yeah, I
talking about a while
recently
ago.
saw this also. I think in Telegram somebody mentioned it. A guy selling like de-Googled phones. Yeah, there are some ways. I can search the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it and see if I can find it.
Yeah, you guys have to understand they're monitoring you in so many different ways. It's scary, man. Even the little fluctuations in your electricity, they could tell what devices you've turned on in your house. Like they know what time you watch TV just from the fluctuation in electricity. It's
yeah.
it's nuts, man. It's really nuts. You don't understand. People don't understand how they're being monitored every single way possible, and nobody's fighting it. That's my problem. Everybody's like, okay, no problem. Don't.
Well, a lot of people have been trained to not really see it as a threat.
Yeah, well, they've been brainwashed all the way to the point where at some point, they're going to start loading people on the trains with the masks on. And they say, hey, come on, guys, don't worry. We got ovens waiting for you.
They'll just switch on the 5G homing signal and everybody will just move.
Come get your vaccine. Jump on the train. It's free.
The times we live in.
Yeah. Hopefully
Hey.
it's a grand story of success and heroism.
Look, I believe we need to be extreme. All right. So people say, "Oh, I'm extreme." Yeah, I'm very extreme because we need to be extreme in order to find the middle ground, right? Because if you don't push back as hard as they push, you're never going to find the middle ground.
Just challenge everything, like the saying goes.
Amen.
Any more people want to ask questions?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I'm coming on 7:30 now. I need another cup of coffee. This time I'm gonna put Sambuca in there. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. I hope you guys had enjoyed meeting my team. This is Acorn. That's the name of my fleet. I'm calling it the research and development team because just a whole bunch of people I find on my travels that want to get involved in pirate and don't know where to start. Right. So whenever I get people like that, they join our R&D department, especially if they got skills. A lot of the people in the R&D department I've interviewed 2-3 hours. Alchemy, did I interview you?
Absolutely.
I've interviewed Teebs. Did I interview you?
Yeah, I believe so. A couple times.
So everybody gets interviewed before they get in here. And recently there's been such a bunch of a lot of people coming in that I haven't been able to interview them fully, but I do give them a quick interview by message. And if they have some skills and whatever it might be, I don't even care what it is. If you know how to work with metal, if you are a musician, if whatever it might be, and you could contribute to pirate, if you do marketing, anything, jump on board. We're all here to help pirate. And that's what the whole team is about, is to help pirate.
Also, a really simple way to help is like just create stickers and put them in your city or somewhere. It's really simple.
Yeah,
They are,
boots
yeah.
on the ground. Boots on the ground, guys. We need to get in connect. We need street marketing, shadow marketing. If you know a person that can print stickers, print a bunch of pirate stickers. Just stick them on the way to work, all over the place. Don't get caught. Yeah, there's so many different ways. Flyers. If you're in a school, right, and you have access to a bulletin board. If you work in a library, you have access to a bulletin board. If you work in a supermarket, on the way out, you got all those like papers and such. Put some over there, right? Boots on the ground. We need more. We need more one-on-one contact. Marketing through these digital ways. I used to be very big on it. I'm not anymore. I think we need to, and that's why you see me doing a lot of events. It's because I feel we need one-on-one time with a lot of people, and then once they understand it, they could get excited about it, and they could go tell their family and friends, right? And that's how it works, word of mouth. Yeah, that's about it. Any more people? Low fat milk before we close this off.
Yeah, we got one more. DJ Sound One. You're invited to speak.
Welcome.
Good night, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for coming up. I would like to collaborate with Teeps on a device that I'm making to hammer seed phrase into metal. I'm making a tool to do that, and because I found that doing it by hand, or let's say without a tool, it can be a little bit tricky and to come up with a good result. So maybe Teeps is interested that we collaborate. He could sell his stamps.
Okay. I'm sure Teebs will work on you with that. I've just invited you to the R&D department. Welcome, and we'll
Thank you
talk.
very much.
And we'll talk afterwards.
Lutz, one more thing. All my tools will be branded Pirate Chain. So if that winds up in hands of other crypto users, they will know where this tool originated from.
you know what? That's fine, dude. If other cryptos want to use my operating system, if they want to use our technology, go for it. I don't care. As long as somebody
I, I,
comes.
I only I only want to know. I only want to have them know that Pirate Chain, the name Pirate Chain, is on it.
Yeah, we all
Just
know, bro. Don't worry about it. Everybody knows how awesome we are.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Love you, brother.
Thank you.
Look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Teeps.
Yeah, skills. You see, guys, everyone's got some skills. Yeah, everyone could contribute some way, somehow. I mean, and if you've invested in Pirate, you have more of a reason to do it. There's nothing wrong with getting some skin in the game, guys. You know, you get some skin in the game, you jump in, and you make it better. And you can do that with any coin. Working in crypto is not hard. It's hard to self-manage yourself. That's the hardest part about working yourself on your own. I mean, business owners and people, entrepreneurs already know how to do this. They know how to manage that, right? It takes a little getting used to. You know, not being a slave takes a lot of getting used to. What's that called when you know, when somebody gets kidnapped and then they end up liking the person who kidnapped them?
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm.
Yeah, you all got Stockholm syndrome. You love your job, yeah, right. So I mean, it's very rare. 90% of people don't love their job. You know, so don't love it, man. Get the fuck out of there. You know, do something you like to do. There's so many different ways to make money in crypto. You don't even have to get involved in mining or anything like that. You know, if you're a farmer, sell your stuff for Pirate. You know, if you're a plumber, sell your services for Pirate. Make that an option. You can pay me in Pirate. I give you 10% discount, right? That's doable. That's doable, guys. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we had a great show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be looking to do an update for Acorn Labs, our R&D department, every month. For the next few months now. That'll occupy another week for us. That I don't have to search for a project to come on, because that's a lot of work. You know, trying to find people to come on and talk to you guys and educate you on some other project, right? But if there's any other projects out there you guys like, tell them, hey, why don't you jump into Pirate and tell them all about what you guys are building? There's one tiny problem to that, is that if there's something wrong with the project, they're probably going to get a lot of people criticizing them. So, you know, make sure that they're confident before you invite them here. You know, they have to be very confident in their technology, or else, you know, you'll get a lot of people ripping them apart. You know, you can't bring like a fork of, you know, some SHA-256 coin and not expect people to say, why the hell do we need that, right? So, yeah, so keep that in mind, because a lot of people, they get crazy. A lot of people, they fall in love with coins. I fall in love with coins. I've done it multiple times. People have seen me in Komodo fall in love with other coins. I've made that mistake. Don't fall in love with coins, especially shitty ones. Especially new ones. New ones that you don't know what's going to happen. Stick with the tried and true. Right? Komodo has been around for freaking 10 years, man. I doubt they're going anywhere. That's, you know, it's kind of like a business. When a business first opens up, it needs 2 years, right? They say if you survive the first 2 years, your business is probably going to survive after that. It's the same thing in crypto. So, you know, just keep that in mind, guys. I want you guys to know the knowledge. You know, my own personal experiences here in crypto for the last 10 years. So, you know, be careful out there. There's a lot of long cons. There's a lot of short cons, a lot of scammers. There's a lot of DeFi projects that have, and keep in mind, these DeFi projects, guys, you know, when one person creates 1 million coins and they're holding on to all of it, it's not a good idea. I like chains that have teams behind them. I like chains that are actual chains, right? That have a GitHub, that have teams, marketing teams, development, core developers. R&D teams. That's new for us. We're only 2 years old, but hell, we got one, right? I don't see why they don't. Right? That's because they don't have the managers. They don't have the manpower. A lot of these projects don't have the manpower to get the job done. And that's what I've seen over my years. A lot of them will say, oh, yeah, we could do it. We could do it. And then 3 years later, you're still waiting like, yeah, okay. You guys are going to do it or what? Right? And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be stuck there saying that you're going to do it, right? And I personally hate that. Why do you think I do what I do? I want to push, progression. I want to push. I want Pirate to be better, even better. And if I find new stuff, hell, do it, right? So take all my
Always-
information. I'm sorry.
Always do your research. If you like see a coin, do your research. Like it's so important.
The research that they do, it's scary because a lot of these coins, they have really good white papers.
Yeah, the marketing. There are some coins that like push a lot of money just in marketing, but if you look from a technical perspective, it's shitty. It's fucking shitty.
Yeah. So and it's not new, right? It's not unique, right? I'm looking for unique. I'm always looking for unique. I don't even care if some of the variables of a coin is not to my par, right? Like for example, Cordal, right? I don't want to talk bad about Cordal. I love Cordal. I love Crow, the owner of Cordal. I've known him for like 8 years now, and I mean, this guy, he's got motivation out the behind. I don't know where he gets all that energy from, but it's amazing. But the fact that I could trace addresses on it, was my main problem with it. But now we got together and we're like, hey, we could devise a way where we could use Pirate to anonymize the transactions. So Cordal is a DEX technology like Atomic DEX and like EtherSwap and BlockNet, and there's a lot of them out there. And I urge all of you to look into those projects because those are the ones that are going to free us, right? Decentralized exchanges are going to free us. All right. Where are they tightening the noose around crypto? It's on the exchanges. What happens if we get rid of the exchanges completely? Or just no need to use them, right? They got nowhere to lasso that noose, right? They have no way to do it anymore, right? And that brings us back to the Wild West of 6 years ago, where crypto was a lot more innovative and a lot more fun. Now they added all these rules, FinCEN, and all this bullshit, and we're not progressing anymore. We're not progressing as fast as we used to. I could tell you that firsthand. Because the first 4 or 5 years, people were making some amazing stuff. And then all of a sudden, these rules came out, and now it's stifled innovation. Right? Things are not getting made anymore as fast as they were, because now people are scared. They're scaring you. And this is a problem. All right, guys, my rant is over. I love you all. Thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks, Veggie, Free, Teebs, Low Fat Milk. Thank you for hosting. And I love you all.
Anytime, brother.
Love you too,
guys.
man.
Let's change this world, guys.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was privacy. The winds blew hard and fear dipped down, blow me, crypto boys blow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. She'd not been but 2 years from shore when her value it began to soar. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take those bankers in tow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. Before the boat had hit the water, bankers came but never caught her. All in sync, we hidden for them, then they began to know. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto golden rum. One day when the the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. No chain was cut, no block was freed, and the captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the pirates' creed and took those bankers in tow. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto, gold and rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. For fiat days to be no more, the crypto sank, then rose once more. Coins were lost, yet we do endure, and still that system did go. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto, gold and rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the chain's not cut and the block's not gone. We pirates make our regular call, we're with the captain, the crew and all. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go. Soon may the pirate chain come to bring us crypto, gold and rum. One day when the system is done, we'll take our treasure and go.